Hello everyone. So in this playlist, I will teach you the different clustering machine learning algorithms. So in this video, this is the introduction video of the clustering. So what is clustering? Clustering is an unsupervised machine learning. Clustering is an unsupervised learning. What is unsupervised machine learning? In our previous algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree, random forest, bagging and boosting algorithms, KNN, what we have seen, we have x1, x2 up to xn, and then we have y variable. So these x2, xn, these are independent variables, right? These are independent variables, or we call it as input variables. And y is our target or dependent or output variable. But in the unsupervised machine learning algorithm, we don't have the y. That is, we don't have the target variable. There is no y. There are only input variables. There are only x variables. So grouping these input variables, grouping these independent variables, grouping the input variables is known as clustering. And how we group this? We will group only the similar data points. We will group the similar data points. To create a cluster, we will group the similar data points to create a cluster. This is what the clustering machine learning algorithm stands for. If I draw it, it will look something like, consider this as x1 and this as x2, and we have some data points. The data is distributed like this. Okay? Plot x1 versus x2. So what the machine learning does is, what the clustering does is, will group the similar data points. So this will be our cluster 1. This will be our cluster 2. This will be cluster 3. So it will group the similar data points, and when we give the test data or when we try to predict the data, it will try to find out the data is similar to which cluster, and based on this cluster or this cluster or this cluster, based on the cluster, it will predict the value. It will give you the answer. As we go through different algorithms, you will have a better understanding, but this is the basic of clustering. And why do we need clustering? In real world, we will use clustering in many different fields. For example, we will use clustering in customer segmentation. Customer segmentation. All the financial services like banks, what you can say, all the financial services use the clustering for customer segmentation. Example, how they will segment the customers. They might segment the customers as high income plus high spending. Group these customers to one cluster where the customers have high income and high spending. or high income and low spending. We can group customers like this. And second real time example I can give is recommendation system. The best example for this is Netflix, Amazon Prime. Everyone are using these web platforms for entertainment purpose. Suppose a user is watching thriller or action movies, then system will recognize and group the user into the category of action movies, to the cluster of action movies, and it will recommend whenever you open the Netflix, it will start recommending user the new action movies. So this way will it will instigate the customer to watch the new movies. It will identify what the customer is interested in. Third example I can give uh, image segmentation. Image segmentation. If you consider this as an image, you have a car image here. There is a car in the image. Okay? So there are millions of pixels. Image has millions of pixels. We can use the clustering. To group the pixels, similar pixels, to group the similar pixels. Suppose I have like uh, 20-30 images. I want to group. I want to group the pixels which are similar. I have 20 to 30 images of vehicles. I have 20 to 30 images of vehicles. I want to cluster now. I want to group similar pixels. Then for car, it will group these pixels. And for bike, it will group some other pixel. There is an image if there is a bike in an image, it will group some uh, other pixels. So in this way, it will form different clusters. Suppose cluster 1 is for car, cluster 2 is for bike, and whenever I give a new image, based on the pixels contained in that image, it will predict whether the image has a bike or a car. So this way, we can use the clustering in different real world examples. We can apply the clustering algorithms. To continue the playlist, we will go through deep understanding of clustering. Thank you.